Tom leaned back in his chair, staring at the email. The subject line jumped out at him. "Congratulations, you've won $50,000. He wasn't one to fall for scams. As an IT specialist, Tom had seen his share of fraudulent emails, but this one intrigued him. What if he could turn the tables on this scammer? Tom clicked the email. Mr. Johnson claimed Tom had won a lottery prize. All he had to do was pay a $500 processing fee. Feigned excitement filled Tom's reply. "This is amazing. I've been struggling with bills. What do I need to do?" Johnson responded quickly with instructions to wire the $500 to an offshore account. Tom's suspicion grew, but he played along. "I can't do a wire transfer. Could I mail a check instead?" There was a brief silence. Then Johnson agreed. Tom smiled. The game had begun. Tom created a fake check and mailed it, knowing it would take weeks for the scammer to realize it was useless. He waited. 2 weeks later, Tom received an email. "Where is your check?" "Are you serious about this?" Tom feigned concern. "I'm so sorry. I wrote the check in my wife's name. She won't send it unless I get some proof this is real. Could you send a picture of yourself holding the certificate?" Johnson hesitated, but eventually sent a grainy selfie of himself holding the fake certificate. Tom saved the photo, amused by the desperation in the man's eyes. "Perfect. I'll mail it out tomorrow," Tom replied, but he had no intention of stopping there. "There's another issue," Tom wrote. "My wife says we need an official notarized letter before she'll sign the check. Can you send one?" The response came slower this time, but Johnson agreed, sending a poorly done notarized letter. Tom replied, "This is great, but my wife says she wants the certificate reissued in her name. Can you do that?" Johnson was getting frustrated. The next day he called Tom, his voice tight with barely concealed rage. "I've done everything. No more delays. Send the money." Tom calmly replied, "I'm sorry. It's just my wife. She controls our finances. If you can't convince her, I can't send the money." Johnson's voice cracked with anger. "Fine, I will send another certificate, but no more excuses." The weeks dragged on. With each new request, Tom pushed Johnson further, making more demands for fake documents. Tension grew on both sides, but Tom was determined to make this scammer sweat. Then one day, Tom received an email from Johnson with a chilling subject line. "You will regret wasting my time." A shiver ran down Tom's spine. There were no threats in the email, just those ominous words. Tom's stomach tightened. Had he gone too far? Was this scammer dangerous? But Tom wasn't the type to back down. He composed his final email. "Dear Mr. Johnson, I regret to inform you that I will not be sending the $500. After careful consideration, my wife and I have concluded this is a scam. Thank you for the entertainment. Your fake certificates, the selfie, and the amateur letters were all incredibly amusing. I've attached your selfie with a special caption. Consider it my way of saying thanks for the laughs. Best regards, Tom." The attached photo was the selfie Johnson had sent, now with the caption, "I tried to scam $500 and got played instead." Tom's heart raced as he hit send. He expected retaliation, angry emails, phone calls, or worse, but nothing came. For days, Tom waited for a response. Each new email notification made his pulse quicken, but Johnson didn't reply. Maybe he had realized he'd been outplayed. Maybe he'd moved on to easier prey. Tom didn't know, but he shared his experience on cybersecurity forums, where it quickly went viral. His friends laughed at the scammer's failed attempt and admired Tom's patience. But in the back of his mind, Tom couldn't forget the last words Johnson had written. "You will regret wasting my time." It echoed in his thoughts like a dark cloud. Was the scammer still out there, plotting his revenge? Tom would never know. But one thing was certain. If Johnson ever came back, Tom would be ready.